That's good. That's good enough.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, good, good. So, you, my friend,
So, bud,
you've been busy.
have
Been
I?
busy. Yeah,
Not,
yeah.
I haven't been that busy.
Nah, yeah. You've been. To me, I see one per. To see, I see. To me, I see somebody doing like one thing that's like, in my eyes, I think it's huge. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, you've been busy.
Right?
I over exaggerate.
Go, goes
I
outside once in 8 months. Man, you've been busy.
hey, to me, look, you sent me that picture. You sent me that picture. You were with Ian Brownhill and BMO.
Yeah, man.
You went to TD Garden.
Yeah. Yeah, we went out. We were outside. No, it's funny too because last episode we were literally just talking about Ian and BMO, like specifically like their content,
Yeah,
and
we
then
were.
fast forward less than 2 weeks later, and uh I'm on the wood. I'm on the wood with them, courtside.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a crazy experience, man. It was really, really dope. Like we've mentioned on here, or I mentioned on here, BMO and I were both very active on threads, and
Yeah.
especially during like the Celtics playoff run in the finals. Um, so he already knew that I was a big Celtics fan, a big Connecticut Sun fan as well. So the Sun were in Boston, the first time ever, first WNBA game ever at TD Garden, completely sold out, over 19,000 people, unreal. But him and Ian do like work with TD Garden. They get like stuff with like Gillette Stadium sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know that he's been doing stuff with TD Garden, whatever. So they asked him to do some like uh content creation stuff. Like they did like there was a block party earlier in the day for the Connecticut Sun and a bunch of shit. So he had like help host that, and him and Ian were doing a bunch of stuff, whatever. And BMO hit me up Monday because the game was Tuesday. He hit me up like Monday afternoon. He was like, "This is the weird." He literally just said, "Yo," in my DM, and I'm like, I got to it like 15 minutes later, and I'm like,
And that's all he
"What's up,
said
man?"
still after 15 minutes.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. That was it.
What? How are you
He's like, "What's
supposed
up?"
to react to that? What do you even say to that?
I was like, "Yo, what's up?" Because I'm like, I thought so. I saw the message and I thought it was like in response to something in my story. And I'm like, I don't even remember what I posted. So I opened, I'm like, nope, that's literally it. I'm like, okay, weird. He's like, yeah, he's like, you're in New Hampshire, right? And I was like, yeah, Southern New Hampshire, yeah. And I have to clarify every time anybody asks me where I'm from, New Hampshire, I was like, Southern New Hampshire, because it's
Yeah.
very different. It's
Yeah.
very different. Because people think of people think of New Hampshire, they're just like, oh yeah, the trees and mountains. That's it, right? Well, no. Like,
Not
there's a
that
lot
part of
of
New
it there.
Hampshire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we definitely got some trees, but I'm like, I'm Southern New Hampshire, where it's like there's a beach right there, and I'm an hour away from Boston. Like I'm closer to Boston than a lot of places in Massachusetts are.
Okay. Okay.
For context, like not a lot of places, but some places in like Western Massachusetts, I'm closer. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably like hour 15 out. He's like, word. He's like, and uh, he was like, yeah, this TD Garden wants me to come and do some like all access stuff with the Connecticut Sun, blah 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 blah. And he's like, and I got like an extra ticket. I can get like me credentials, and uh, we have access to a suite if we want. But it's like, yeah, he's like, I know that you obviously are a big Celtics fan. Blah blah blah. It's like if you want to go, let me know. I'm like, I'm in. I don't even have to ask anybody. Like I'll ask them later. But I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm definitely down. So yeah, I wanted to go down earlier, but like because it was kind of last minute, I decided to take like a half a day of work. I probably could have taken the whole day off and just did like everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they were doing like they call it the drip walk, like where they walk in, you see like the outfits and all this stuff. Like it's definitely become a lot more prominent like in the NBA, but like it's a very big thing in the WNBA with
Yeah.
like the fashion part of like the arrivals and stuff. So
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
doing that. I didn't get down there in time for that, but yeah, no, so showed up and we were just hit him up. I'm like, yo, I'm here. Uh and I had been seeing him and Ian do some stuff together. So I didn't know for sure that Ian would be there, but I had a pretty good idea he might be, but I didn't want to say anything just in case, uh, just to like surprise him if in case, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, 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 I'm here. So we meet up, and walk in, and I'm like, I see Ian right behind him. I'm like, okay, okay, and he's like, yo, he's like, shut up, no fucking way. I was like, what's up, bro? Had a feeling you might be here.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
but yeah, dude, it's crazy too because it's like, and I don't think BMO knew that me and Ian have been like friends for like 4 years on like
I was
on
gonna
the internet.
say a
We
while,
just
yeah.
haven't met. Yeah. So yeah, it was it's one of those things, man. When you meet when you like have interacted with someone for that long, whatever, it's not it's just like it's like we've hung out before, like we've been friends before or whatever. And it was just like all night long, just good vibes and like joking around and ribbing each other and make like, you know what I mean? It was a good time and the game was unreal. It was a
Yeah.
great fucking game.
Well, so all right. So here was my first of all, I wasn't at all jealous.
Right, right,
I,
right.
I was like, I was like, this motherfucker. No, no, I was really happy for you, number one, because it had been a while since you had been to TD Garden.
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'd said it had been a minute since you had been there.
Yeah.
And I was
Seven
like,
years,
oh man,
7 years.
yeah. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
this is great. He's gonna go to TD Garden. He's gonna have a good time. It's Connecticut sun. It's like a, um, it's like I know how much you and I support the WNBA, so it's awesome that you got to be there. You got to be part of like a sellout crowd and everything too. I mean, dude, over
Hmm.
19,000 people for a WNBA game, man. That just does nothing but help them. Does nothing but help the
Hmm.
cause, help the league and everything. And I'm just really happy. I'm really happy you got to be a part of that. Then you send me the picture with Ian, and I was like, and I go, what? Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's great. I
Right.
was like, oh my God, man. So I'm glad. You know what the other thing is? I'm glad that it was, as you were talking about, I'm glad it was like a natural flow as far as like just the conversations and like hanging out with them and stuff. Because because I automatic, because to me, ultimately, like I would hope that if like if I ever were to ever meet Ian someday, and obviously like the day that I get to meet you, that's how I would picture it. Like I would just picture it as being like, yeah, we've been posting and we've been commenting on each other's stuff. We've done some collaborations and everything like that. Seen each other in live streams every now and then. And it's like, come on, like that's what it's all about, like yeah,
Right.
we're doing things on an app, we're creating things on an app, but at the end of the day, we are human beings, and we're all just like, we're all just here to have a good time. And um I was really, yeah, I was very, very happy, very, very happy for you for that. And I was like, I love Ian, I love him, he's so good.
Yeah, dude, yeah, it was really cool, man. Like, I mean, they do this all the time, so it's like nothing for them. But for me, I'm like, holy shit, like this is great. Like,
I,
I've never been on the floor before. You know
I've
what I mean?
seen
Like,
I've seen them do so many different things at either TD Garden or Gillette Stadium.
mhm.
And there's actually something, Ian actually posted something recently where he got to see a concert. It was like the script,
Oh, Pink, yeah, BMO was there too.
Pink. Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
It was
of course
literally
he
the
was.
night after. It
Of
was
course
the
he
night
was. Yeah.
after.
Oh, that's no, that's just great. They get, they're just, listen to me, listen to me.
Yeah, that's just straight. Yeah.
If either of them listen to this, listen, just trust me. I'm a big fan of your work. Okay. Big fan of your work. But they,
Not jealous though. Not
not
jealous at
jealous at
all.
all. They got to, he's done a lot of things at Gillette. Um, and I don't know, like the thing is like I would almost love to get to, I would almost love to get to that point, like at some point in this journey, right? I don't even care if it's like
Right. Yeah.
5 years down the road, 10 years, doesn't even matter. Like I would love to get to a point where it's like if I can make content at like, man, the United Center, or like
Mm.
like a big time sports venue. Even if sports aren't even going on, like if it's a concert or something, that would be really, really cool. What like I gotta ask you, like, so you, I mean, you were obviously you were around them for like for a while and stuff. Did you guys get to talk about anything? I don't know, like other than maybe the fact I know the fact that you're at TD Garden, you're watching a game, but like, did you get to talk about anything else? Did you get to, you know, I don't know, like, did you get to talk about anything else other than the sports?
Um, not really, but like I have a video I posted on my story a couple of days ago. I didn't even realize it happened at the time, but so BMO been doing all of these skits with everything going on, a lot of politics now lately, but like um anything that's pop culture related, he usually sneaks into like his things. So like he's always checking like CNN app, his uh TMZ app, all this shit. So he stays up to, you know
Up
what
to
I mean?
date, yeah.
Yeah. So that night, apparently there was like the breaking news was that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck were getting a divorce or whatever, and there
Oh,
was no
oh no.
uh so like literally during the introductions, like the Connecticut Sun introductions, I think it was like right before. Um I have a video and I didn't realize it. Like I knew it happened at the time because I was there, but I kind of just like let it go.
Yeah.
But like watching it back like the day after, and, like I can hear in the background, I hear BMO. He's like, oh, he's like, my boy didn't sign the prenup, baby. It's like, let's go. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot BMO broke the news of the Ben Affleck Jennifer Lopez divorce during the Connecticut Sun introductions. I'm like, why is he? I remember at the time, I'm like, why is he showing me this
The
TMZ
boy
report?
didn't
Like,
sign the prenup.
he's like, let's go, baby. It's like my boy didn't sign the prenup. Let's go. I'm like, what the hell?
What do you
Uh, but
I, I would have looked
that was
I
ridiculous.
would have looked over and been like, what? What are you
I know it was ridiculous.
oh,
I mean,
that's
we
great.
talked a little bit about like I mean, creation. Like, obviously, they're on a different level. Um, but like with like threads, like the threads bonuses that are going out, that's super weird because it's like not everybody has it, and it's like the people you think would have it don't. Like
Yeah.
BMO has like almost a million followers on Instagram, and he never got the invite. Ian, I don't think has gotten. And I'm like, it's super weird because like some people I look and like their posts what their bonus is. Which by the way, if you're one of those people, you're garbage. That's corny as shit to post how much money you're getting for your thread bonus.
Look how much I just made.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
corny. But like
Yeah.
some of those people who I've seen, I look at their like Instagram and how many followers or whatever they have, and I'm like, that's not that much. And then I look at
Mm.
somebody like a BMO, and I'm like, that's you would think. And then I saw somebody post recently. They're like, I've been monetized on Instagram for years, and I haven't gotten the invite. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell's going on here then.
Dude,
Um,
it's so to me, I don't think there's really like um I don't think there's a process.
Apparently not, because it makes
I
no sense who I've seen and have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And to me, you know, I mean, we talk about like I remember when Instagram had like their Reels bonuses and stuff, and I took advantage of that every now and then, and it was pretty decent. But then I think they took it away. You know, they took it away, and and obviously then there was the development of Threads, and Threads became a little bit more popular. And as you were talking about Threads bonuses, and it's like, okay, well, who is actually getting this? Like, why? Well, what is your like? What is your criteria for this? Because it doesn't seem like there is.
it doesn't.
You
Yeah,
know,
it
like
seems very random.
what's your requirement? Not you know, nothing really. We're just gonna throw it to somebody randomly. It's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's honestly, that's kind of what it's been. Or it's like they have like a bucket of like people who are eligible, who should be eligible, and they're like, oh, we'll pick some names out of the hat because
Yep.
it's like no like small creators have it. So it's like
Right.
it clearly is somewhat of a criteria, but it's like it's almost like yeah, it's almost like there's this big bucket of people who who are technically should be eligible, but they're like, we'll pick out a handful here, handful there. But
You
I
look
don't know. But yeah, we talked about that a
you
little
look
bit.
like you would make sense. No.
But yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Just I mean, I didn't really pick their brains much or anything as far as like creating, but I'm just trying to. I was just trying to like have a good time, enjoy the moment, because like
Good.
honestly, like 'cause the way I've been feeling, like I haven't been able to like go out very much.
Right.
do much. So like
Right.
just
Right.
honestly, the last like couple of weeks, I've been kind of able to do a little bit more, and I was actually very happy like after that night where I was like, we held up pretty well, guys. We held up pretty well. Um, not too bad, not too bad. Able to stand and walk around for a bit. I think that was the most I've walked in like 8 9 months.
Yeah, with
So
like your back and stuff. Yeah. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. But yeah, no, we talked about talked about threads. So there was like we had like this ongoing joke. Me and Bimo had this ongoing joke with threads. I can't remember if I told you, but like throughout the Celtics postseason, specifically like in the finals, so many times we would post the same thread, like the same. We would have the same exact post, almost word for word, bar for bar, almost like at the same time. And we realized it was happening. And we were like, this is ridiculous because it's like it would be like something like, yo, they need to get so and so involved more. And then they'll be like scrolling and like see BMO said the exact same thing. And I'm like, what the it literally got to the point, I'm not even joking. Before I made I would make a post, I would check to see if he said something about it first. And he was like, yeah, I started doing the same thing because it's like eventually it just got to the point where it'd be like quote quote ditto and like or comment
Yeah.
ditto, like same thing.
Yeah.
Um so uh there during the game I think it was Brianna Jones, maybe. They got to the ball to her in the post. And literally, I'm not even joking, at the same exact time, we both go to work. And we both just looked at it, we're like, even
Yep.
here,
Yep.
even here.
That's
It
great.
was,
That's
so
great
I was
though.
like, I made a post. I was like, for anybody who was following along during the Celtics playoff run and specifically the finals, and you are very familiar about with me and BMO, whether we if you ever wondered whether we would do the same exact have the same exact thoughts watching a game together, can confirm the answer is yes. It's been a couple times.
I love that though. I love that. I love that because it's yeah, I mean you guys are definitely on the same page. And listen, I was an active spectator when it came to
Great,
I
bro.
was an active spectator when it came to you guys on threads. I mean, I really was, especially during the Celtics playoff run. But not just that though. I mean, I'm like obviously like I'm seeing what you guys are putting out there and stuff. And yeah, I mean that's great though. I can imagine it. I can imagine it too in my head, like go to work. I can imagine it.
Dude, it was
That's
like that's
awesome.
just go to work.
Go to work. Yeah.
uh but yeah, no, it was cool. Like yeah, before the game started, we got to go and like stand court, like on the court, like courtside, whatever. But like during warm-ups and everything. Uh um, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is a big deal, especially like in Boston, the
Yeah.
first WNBA game. So there was like a good amount of people, obviously just fans, but like there was like some VIPs and in the
Yeah.
house. Like we saw Brian Scalabrine walk in, which is like not crazy because he does
Dude,
commentary for the Celtics, but like
dude, Brian
still seeing
Scalabrine.
Scal.
Brian Scalabrine is still fantastic. Okay, don't
I
don't
love
get
Scal.
it. I come on, come on. I remember
Well,
when
no,
he played.
I only say that because he works there, so it's like
Well,
it's not crazy that he would be there, but I
no,
was like,
but
oh, it's
still,
Red
you
Mamba,
still see. Listen. I see Brian
White
Scalabrine.
Mamba.
I see Brian Scalabrine, and I just have to remind myself: act like you've been here before. Just act like it.
Exactly.
Act like you've
That's
been here
exactly what I
before.
did.
Don't be like to me like so it's funny that you mentioned that because like we talk about I always kind of think to myself, like, if I were to ever meet, like, well, I mean, we'll just use them as an example. If I were to ever meet BMO or Ian, I would be, that's exactly the mindset that I would be in, though. I'd be like, listen, these guys are creators. These guys are on a different level when it comes to creating right now because they're doing such good things and they're getting, they're doing so many things like outside of content creation. Okay. And a lot of they get a lot of they get a lot of traction. They get a lot of this stuff you do have to you do look at them and you're like okay, definitely the bar is very high. But for me though, I would still sit there and I'd be like, okay, they're still human beings and they're here to have a good time and they're here to watch a game. They're here to do this and this. They're doing normal human being type stuff. All right. So if that were to ever happen and I would get the privilege honestly of meeting either of those guys, I would just sit there and I'd be like just like play cool, play cool.
Yeah,
But in
man.
my head, I'd be like, okay, okay, okay.
I mean, especially Ian, because it's like you guys,
I know. Come
you're in the same boat as me, like with Ian. Like you've known for
right.
I
We
have.
we've seen the guy.
So
We've
like,
seen the guy grow. We've seen the guy grow from 1,000 up to where he is now. And all the stuff like, dude, I remember all the times that he actually, I remember the first time that Ian actually DM'd me because he said, I think I did like a friend skit or something. And he was just like, he goes, dude, he's like, dude, he's like, you're talented. He goes, you are talented, man. You got to
That's
keep
awesome.
going, with this stuff. And it wasn't even like it was anything super earth shattering, in the context of things. But to think back on that, to like see where he is now, and like I see him like especially on Instagram and stuff, like he likes a lot of the stuff that I still post, which to me I appreciate. So I have a lot more respect for him in that regard because it wasn't just like you know, oh man, like he and I, we had a pretty good amount of conversations when he was first starting out, and then he was getting a little bit bigger and doing all this different stuff, and he just kept raising the bar for himself even higher and higher as things went on. But for him to still like take the time to even interact with anything that I post, it's almost like an OG type thing.
Hmm.
You're like, damn, that's awesome. And you can't help but have even more respect for somebody like that because you don't know, sometimes you don't know how the success is going to get to people's heads. Like
Right.
you have no idea. Like, are they just gonna, are they gonna forget about are they gonna forget about the people that, not that they owe them anything, but are they gonna forget
Right.
about the people that were there before? Like again, the OGs, and like the people like that helped, that like were there for the foundation and everything. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like I said, man, when you sent me that picture, I was like, Ian,
Yeah. I mean, it's
I
funny you
love
say
you.
that
I
though,
love you,
because
man.
because I definitely gave them both shit for like being like the influencers or whatever. Because like I mean, obviously they do this all the time. You know what I mean? Like this
Hmm.
isn't their first time that they've done some work for whatever. So they
Yeah,
were like,
right.
we were downstairs getting ready to go in. Like when we just met up, and we were getting in a line. They're like, I think this is the right line. I'm like, oh, you guys don't know? Don't you? Aren't you here like every night?
How do
Like,
you not know?
yeah.
Get out of here.
And I was like, or do you usually not just enter with like the common folk, or just is this just a
It's great.
but like obviously joking, but like it's funny because I think a lot of people assume, like specifically with Ian, like they just assume it's a good friggin' morning from New England guy. You know what I mean?
Life's
Like
better.
that's life.
Life's
Yeah,
better, New
they
England.
always think it's the good friggin' morning from New England guy, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and he's not like that at all. That's not like he's like normally at all. Like
Well,
it's a character.
exactly. But it
It's a
is though.
great character.
It is. It's a wonderful. It's an awesome character. Like it's the
Oh,
same
it's
thing.
great. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like for you and me. Like people know that people know us for different things, but we don't want them to call that. We don't want them to call us that outside of, if
Right.
they
Right.
ever
Right.
see us, in the quote unquote, I guess, real world, like if they just see us outside of creating, you know what I mean? So when to me, hearing that he's, you know, a human, like that he's just cool to
He
hang
is a
out
human.
with. I mean, shit,
Yeah. No, he's
like
just
that's
this
great.
sweet guy. Yeah. Good dude. Good dude. But yeah, no, like, but I mean, I understand why people would think that. Like when you obviously you
Yeah.
see their content all the time, you're just like,
Oh,
oh,
you're
that's probably
that
who they
guy.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
good freaking morning from New England. And like, oh, like he doesn't. Like I'm not even gonna break the. I'm not gonna break the fourth wall, and but like yeah, it's not quite like that. And
Yeah.
Bimo is not God. He's not 2024.
He's
He's
not
not the
Jesus. He's
devil.
not God.
Yeah,
He's BMO.
but
He's BMO.
he is like those people. Like he is
Yeah.
he is very much like that. Um, but
Different
yeah,
parts of his personality that really that really do come to life even outside of creating, which
yeah,
is good. That's
yeah. No,
still good.
it's always good when you meet somebody and you're like, okay, this is what I thought it would be. Like when I did the Cheer Choice Awards last year, and like I met like all those people, and I was like, it's like someone like Scott D. Henry who I had known for years, right, and like just never met, and it's like as soon as we meet, it's just like, oh yeah, 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 this is yeah, we're seems like
It-
we've been friends forever. Like
yeah.
actually, we've hung out before. It's like that's always like a very comforting feeling. Um, but yeah, man, like I said before, yeah, Scal was in the house. I don't know where he went. Like he came and sat down courtside, like when we were like before the game and everything. But then he kind of disappeared. I don't know where he went.
Yeah.
But Drew Holiday and Lauren Holiday
Okay.
were there. They were a few rows in front of us. John Henry, the owner of the Boston Red Sox, was literally right in front of me. Him and his
Nice.
wife.
Nice.
Yeah, I told my buddies, I was like, yeah, John Henry literally just sat right in front of me. They're like, oh, cool. Tell me stinks.
What?
Probably not gonna do that.
I'm not going to do that, but thanks for the advice.
Um, his wife like turned
That's
around and she go to BMO and was just like, "Oh my God, I love your videos." And I was like, "That's fucking crazy."
that is oh my God, that's
Oh,
great.
that's great. So
Come
like,
on.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. You can't what like come
This dude
that's
got this dude got recognized so many times. He had the nerve to be like, "Dude, this never happens to me." I'm like, not in Boston. I'm like,
BMO,
"Bullshit. There's no
shut
fucking
up.
way." I was like, "There's
Shut
no
up.
way." I'm like, dude, I've been recognized like twice in my life.
Dude, I've
Like
been
I don't have a
man,
ton of followers, but like 140,000 something.
140,000. Yeah,
And like
come
I've
on
only
now.
been recognized twice. So like you come on, bro. You
The
it
reason
was like if BMO had a purse, I would have been holding it. That's like how often like he kept getting recognized. Like like if he had a
Derek,
purse, like
hold
I
my
would have had to
purse.
hold it. Exactly. He's taking pictures and shit.
Swear to God, this
Like
never happens.
yeah, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, this
Oh my
must be
God,
the line.
I love your videos. Like, oh yeah. I'm like I was like, yeah, I rate his stuff actually, but I'm glad you guys like it.
Glad you like it so much because I just gave him some new material this
Yeah, I
morning.
yeah, I write for him. Um, I'm more of a behind the scenes kind of guy.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't see me ever. It's okay. Dude, the only times that I've gotten funny enough, the only times I've really gotten like recognized is I mean mainly because of my wife. Because she'll show
oh
like
really?
her well, I mean, because she'll show her like her coworkers and stuff, like the
Oh yeah,
things that
yeah, yeah.
the things that I do, and then I didn't even know there was a time where I didn't even know that she was telling people, which is not like it's a bad thing, but like there were we went out to dinner one time with I think like they're like parents of a student that she used to teach or something like that. And then it's the first time I'm meeting them. So I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Jimmy. I'm, Bianca's husband. They're just like, oh no, we know who you are. And I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, I mean, oh, cool. All right. Well, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm happy to, yeah. And they're just like, they're like, I love the videos that you post. And I go, oh, I'm like, oh, you watch. I'm like, that's great. Thanks. I appreciate that. You're because we talk about that all the time. We have a certain amount of people that are following our page, right? That it says are following our page, but we don't really know,
Right.
but sometimes we don't really know who's actually watching. So it's like
Exactly.
it's hard. Yeah. So the fact that BMO got the general manager's wife, the general manager of the Red Sox, his wife turns around and is just like, I love it. I'd sit there and I'd be like, okay, yep, I'm good. That's it. I'm all right.
Yeah. And yeah, he told me a story about too like she had like DM'd him or something previous prior, and he didn't realize it because like you
Oh
know
my
how
God.
like you have like your like if you're not following someone
Oh yeah, that's right.
or
It
it
it shows
goes
up
to
as
like a
like a
separate
request.
inbox or something like that.
Yeah,
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 and
yeah.
he's like he didn't realize it until like months later, and he was like, "Oop." I was like, "Dude, you left the Red Sox owner's wife on red, bro, or
You
that's
left
crazy.
you left her on red. No
That's
pun intended,
nuts."
but you left her on red.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Oh yeah.
hey,
Um,
that's
but yeah, no.
great.
And do you know Sheena Mel is it Melwani? Sheena Melwani? Like she makes content like her and her husband, but like she doesn't usually show his face like the Indian.
Oh
I think it's
yeah.
the Indian.
Love her. Love the stuff that she does. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
his
She
his
she
his
sang the
voice.
yeah she sang the national anthem at that
What?
game.
Dude,
And I
you
didn't
were
realize it. Like I'm literally walking. I'm like sitting. We went to get food and then we were walking in and we're like, oh, perfect timing. And then we can get our seats and I'm like looking up and I'm like, is that Sheena? And like BMO knows her. Like they're like pretty good friends. And I was like, is that Sheena? He's like, oh shit. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know she was singing here because she sang the national anthem one of the Celtics game, the one of the Celtics finals games, I think too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she came over after a little later to like see BMO, and I got to meet her real quick. She left me hanging for a high five for like, forever. I had to get. I was like, all
Hey,
right.
hey.
Ooh.
Uh
I was like, you just gonna leave me hanging like that? She's, oh, I'm so sorry.
so sorry.
She was sweet. I didn't really. talk to her a ton, but like she was very nice.
Was she there?
Um,
Was she there with her? Was she there with her husband, or was it just
I didn't
she?
see him. I didn't
Okay,
see him.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Love. I mean, I love.
but
I either way. I love like I love what both of them like what both of them
they're
do.
hilarious. They
So
are
funny.
so fun,
Yeah,
so fun. Um, and yeah, she's very talented. I mean, she freaking killed it.
yeah.
Fucking get the national anthem. It's crazy.
You don't normally think about her as like a singer.
No, no,
To me, at least I don't like, and then that's not because I don't, it's not that I don't see the singing stuff that she does or that I don't, see that type of content from her, but I'm also like, no, I recognize her because she's like, she has her husband filming her husband
yeah,
is filming her and he's just a narrator, like in the back end, in the background. And like, and it's the
great
best
content.
thing.
It's
It's the
great.
best thing ever. It really is.
Yeah,
That's cool though that man, you were okay. You know what? You weren't just at TD Garden, okay? You were at like an all-star event.
dude, it really was like,
You have to
and
think about, I think we should just think about it that way.
like the thing is too, like there was a lot. Like we were, our group was talking. So it was me, BMO, Ian, and BMO's boy, big Mike was there too. Like we were all kind of talking within ourselves, but like we had like this feeling that this was kind of going on around us. So we're like, this feels like a test run,
Yeah.
like because it's like, because I mean, obviously the WNBA is going to be expanding, but we're like, why isn't there a team in Boston? You know what I mean? So like
Yep.
we were like, this feels almost like a test, whether it's either the Connecticut Sun moving up to Boston or just getting a completely different team from Boston. But like it's clear there's like a desire,
Yeah.
because I mean it's over 19,000, like it's completely sold out. And we're not talking the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark. We're not talking about Angel
No.
Reese. We're talking about the Las Vegas Aces, even the defending champions, or even the New York Liberty. It was literally just the Los Angeles Sparks and the Connecticut Sun, and it completely sold out. And it
But that's
was
the hope. That's the hope,
insane.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There was even a video package that they played during the game, like Connecticut Sun highlights, and the song playing was shipping up to Boston. And we all kind of looked at each other, like, mm,
Mm.
mm, seems a little bit on the nose, don't you think?
Come on. Come
You
on.
know?
Come on. Come on,
Oh
TD.
yeah, like I will say, like even, and there was like very little promotion. Like
Yeah, I didn't even
Nick Harrington had like said something about like, since nobody else is going to promote this, I'm going to like,
yeah,
she put a tweet out or something
I'm
like that saying like
surprised.
that.
I'm a little surprised that there wasn't more.
Like it should have been a national game.
It should have been
Like that's a
absolutely.
big deal.
But what's even but like going even with that though, I think that's not even okay. I don't want to say even better because it should be promoted. Okay. But the fact that it wasn't and 19,000 people,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
sellout
mean,
crowd,
it's impressive. Yeah,
that to me is just like, I don't know. That is a beautiful thing. And I'm
yeah.
very, man, you got to be, man, the more that I think about it, the more I just can't believe you.
I can't believe you.
How dare you? How dare you actually? We've been doing this for a good half an hour now, and now I'm just upset. No,
All the emotions.
now
It,
now I'm just upset with
no,
you.
I did not take it for granted. Like what a
Good.
big
You
moment
shouldn't.
that was. And like, especially like, and it come like the last like 3.5, 4 minutes of that game was so intense, like so
Yeah.
insane. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but like some were in control for not control, but they were leading for most of the game. But then in the fourth quarter, the Sparks came back and like went up. I think they went up four. I want to say it was 59-55. This was a pretty low scoring game for two. It was
Yeah.
59-55 with like maybe like 4 minutes left, 3.5, 4 minutes left or something like that. And the
Yeah.
Sun went on a 14-0 run. Like, and it was just electric in that building. Like
So
I've been in there for some Celtics playoff games, and it was like it rivaled that.
that's awesome though. That should no, and that you, God, that's just so good. I'm just hoping to hear in the next like year or so that there's going to be a Boston team in for the WNBA. Now I'm just
Yeah,
hoping.
like
I mean, I know
they're at least getting more games next year for sure.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I know Connecticut, you know, I know Connecticut should still be the main thing because that's, it's Connecticut and Boston, not too far away. But, you know, hopefully we'll hear something then. I think that's great. Now I just have to ask. Now I have to ask you this: what was it like watching Dejanay Carrington? What?
Bro, it was a It was a
Come on,
treat.
man. I
It was
know.
a treat.
I was gonna. I needed to make sure that I asked you because I was like, as soon as I saw your seats, you sent me a. I think you either sent me a video or you. I know you sent me a picture at least. And I'm sitting there and I go, oh come on, man, he's got to see. I'm like, Dejanay Carrington better not be injured right now. She better be playing
Mm.
because I know he's gonna. I know he's absolutely gonna love that. And
I had way too many pictures of Dejanay Carrington in my camera roll.
nah.
I was going through them. I'm like, there's a lot of Dejanay in here. Oh, okay. There's one Alyssa Thomas. All right,
Oh, there you
we're
go.
not
Oh, there you
super
go.
creepy.
We're okay.
It, it just so happened, she plays in the corner, and it was
Yeah.
by my corner.
Hey,
Um,
hey, you're
no,
right
like
there.
she's like I was telling, so I was watching their game last night, and I was saying to my roommate, I was like, uh, because he's a basketball fan, but he's not like huge like WNBA fan. So it was like Dejanay. I was like, she doesn't play how she looks. I'll say that.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
she's like she's almost like a cross between like a Marcus Smart and Derek White kind
Okay.
of,
Yeah.
you know. But
That's a good. I like that though. That's good.
you know, she's kind of like the grittiness of like a Marcus Smart, but like she's kind of can do a lot of things like a Derek White. And but she looks I mean, she's a beautiful girl. And you probably would not think that she's very gritty, you know? Uh but yeah.
Beauty and
Um
grit.
and
Beauty and
it
grit.
is yeah. And it's just it beauty and grit. And it is just it is just cool to see her too, because it's like you can see how her game has grown.
That's even
It's
better.
like, you know what I mean? Like she was like probably the best offensive player that night. Um, and she had a breakaway layup that put him up. I think is he either two? It either that took the lead or something, or they went up like three or something like that. But that place went became unglued after she made that layup. And it was just like I just happened to get it on video, which is crazy. I didn't know that was gonna happen, but it was like a breakaway and it scores on the layup. Freaking crowd goes nuts, insane, and it's like she's like you could see like throughout the game. It was like okay, she's the favorite, like
Yeah.
she's because she's on the floor, she's breaking up passes, she's doing all the little things. You know what I
Right.
mean
That are not
that
going to show
I
up in the
love.
stat sheet. Yeah.
Right, like those are the players I love, like Mike Marcus Smart and Derek White are my favorite two Celtics of recent memory because they make those type of plays, and like she does that stuff, but she can also like get a bucket. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's like she can go one on one with if she needs to. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, she was very impressive to watch live for many reasons.
Yeah.
Um,
For sure.
um almost got almost got a I almost got very bad tough territory because like I said, she's literally always in that corner
Right.
where we
Right.
are, like in the second half. So I was like getting ready to take a picture, and she started stretching, like bending over. I was like, no, can't do that.
No.
don't want, don't want to get
Like
on that
you're like,
list.
nope. Nope.
Don't want, nope, don't
Nope.
want to be on that list. I
Nope.
can't say the same for some people around me, but
Oh my God. That's yeah. And why does that not surprise me? That'd be people.
I was like,
Come on, people. Come on,
I
people.
mean,
Let's be
mm.
let's be let's be respectful. That's
But
crazy though.
you know how like the you get the live photo, you
Yeah.
know that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I might have accidentally gotten it, not realize it, and like I pressed it, and I'm like, nope, stop right before. Okay, I'm safe.
I'm
Not
safe.
that
Hey.
not that I would have been mad about it. I'm be honest. But I didn't want to be the be the creepy guy with
Well,
that was BMO. That was BMO. He was the
that's
creepy guy.
that was BMO actually.
And I didn't ask him to send it to me. I didn't.
You're like, no, no.
Uh
Oh,
anyways, but yeah,
you
no,
dog.
it was it was even cooler honestly to see Alyssa Thomas though. Like I
Oh yeah,
love
to
her.
see like
The
Mrs. Triple
engine,
Double. Like,
they call her the engine, and every time she scores, they play like they like rev the engine.
they should,
So that's
man.
pretty
She's a
cool.
friggin' like she every like I haven't watched obviously all Connecticut Sun games this year, but man, every time like she's got that motor, man. It just doesn't stop. Like
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what makes her one of the most dangerous. That's what makes her one of the best, if not the most dangerous player in the WNBA almost. You know? I mean, it's
yeah.
just it's crazy. So
With no labrums,
no, no, not at all.
which is crazy. Like
I like I'm just here. The biggest thing is like I'm just happy that you had a good time. Like
oh, dude.
dude, you had a good time. You got to meet some really cool people. Um, you know,
Oh, did I tell you about Marina Mabry?
son of a
Marina
no.
Mabry of it
Who
all?
did you met Marina Mabry?
I didn't meet her, no,
Oh shoot.
but
I'm sitting
um,
there and I'm like this. I'm like, damn it, Derek. What else are you not telling me?
no, I did not meet her.
Okay, okay.
But I I can't remember if I told you about this story. Like, so when she got traded from the Sky to the
To the
Sun,
sun. Yeah.
um, it was right before. It was literally like 2 days before the All Star break. Um,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
we've established on this podcast, I have a tendency to be very petty, and I was very proud of
No.
this. Um, so I had a post on Threads where it said something along the lines of, I just think it's really funny that Marina Mayberry will make her Connecticut Sun debut in the 3-point contest or in the skills challenge because she literally got traded 2 days before the All Star break and she was already
Oh,
set to.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was like a Wednesday she got traded and like the All Star stuff was Friday. And some clown, some troll clown, or whatever, comments is like, that's actually not how it works, but whatever. And I was like, it's not. So she's not going to be wearing a Connecticut Sun jersey on Friday. It's like, how would she get a? Like, this is the most ridiculous. Like, how would they get her a Sun jersey that quickly? And I'm like,
What do you mean? What?
they're not making it by hand. Like, they're not hand delivering it to her.
They're
Like,
literally
that's
they're printing it.
yeah. You don't know. Like, are you new? Do you not know how this works? But they're
Are
he's
you
like,
new here?
educate the class. He said some condescending shit like, educate the class on how you would get a jersey the quick. Like, be like, she was literally just on the Chicago Sky 2 effing days ago. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna remember this tweet.
Listen here,
And
boomer.
I'm like, and like literally the only reason I didn't block this person was so I could come back 2 days later and dunk on their face because I knew what other jersey she's gonna wear. She's not on the team anymore.
She's not on the
So I took
Sky
a
anymore. She's gonna
screenshot.
wear a Sun jersey.
Yeah,
That's the team that she got traded to. So that's the jersey she's gonna
exactly.
wear. I don't.
Exactly. So I went to the Sun roster page and look at, oh, lo and behold, look who's there. Mabry, number 4. So I took a screenshot of that. And then I waited till the skills challenge and oh, I think it
Would you
was
look at that?
ESPNW.
Yeah.
They had a picture of her with the caption Marina Mabry. First look at Marina Mabry and her new threads or something like that. Or like first time seeing her in her new threads or whatever. So I took a screenshot of that and I was like, oh, weird. That's crazy how they got her this jersey so fast. Like, that's crazy. Isn't that nuts, guys? And like, just being so petty. And
Isn't that crazy?
Be-
Hey, hey.
and Bimo loved this, by the way, because he saw the original like thread, and once he saw a picture on Instagram, he's like, dude, I didn't walk. I sprinted to your page to see if you had posted this picture, and you did not disappoint. And I was like, listen, one thing I'm gonna be is petty. Petty is all, as I told you, petty is always
Petty is
ready.
ready. Yep.
Petty is always ready. And so
That
the
should be a
backstory, like
shirt.
Marina Mabry has always has by by the pettiest of reasons, Marina Mabry has become one of my favorite players because of that specific reason.
Hey, why
So
not?
like all night long, literally all night long, probably like 7 or 8 times, I look anytime Marina Mabry would like come towards our corner, I would literally look to Bimo and be like, bro, isn't that crazy how they got her a jersey? That's nuts. I can't believe they got her a jersey that and at first, like it didn't click with him like at first, and then he like realizes, oh my god. He's like, dude, let me tell you.
That's so good.
I love being petty. Anyways,
So good, man. Like I said, petty is always ready. It should be
petty
just
is
should be a
always ready.
shirt. It should be a shirt, and I'm probably just gonna like let's just trademark it.
Apparently, I need to make merch. Petty is
You
always ready, and argue with your mama. Apparently, are too.
argue with your mama. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah. I mean, I'd buy it.
yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, or you
I
could
have,
just send it to me exclusively. It's fine
yeah,
too.
I could. I have gotten some requests for an argue with your mama shirt. I'm like, oh well.
I mean,
I don't know.
listen.
I
So
would
let's
it would go hard, but
it would. It really would actually. Like the so well, either way, man. I'm glad. Like I said, overall very happy for you that you got to experience all of that and you got to meet those people and you got to be a part. You honestly to tell you the truth, like and there's no I don't even think this is an exaggeration. Like you got to be a part of it. You got to be a part of WNBA history.
100%,
You got to be a part
100%.
of you got to be a part of that. And like that's awesome because I know how much you and I have talked about that like off the podcast and like off the apps and stuff and how we talk I mean yeah, we talk about that kind of stuff all the time, like how much we love what the league is doing and what these players are doing and how much we love the players overall. So, I mean
Yeah,
that's great.
it was very cool. There was like a few times I was like looking around and I'm like, this is nuts. Like
You took it all
this is
in.
like, yeah, I'm like, this is a WNBA game in the garden, sold out. Like, and
Yeah.
so, it wasn't like people were like sitting on their hands. Like they were up, they were active. I was like, this is crazy. And
And you
like
know
there was a
what?
few
That's
times,
how
especially after that Dejanay Carrington layup, where in late in the fourth, and I'm like, I got a video like just going around. I'm like, this like going nuts. I'm like, this is like a playoff game. Like this is, and like
dude,
what
that's how it should
beforehand, like
be.
BMO said, I think BMO said the same thing. It's just like honestly, the coolest part is like seeing all these like little girls like walking
Oh,
around. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's always been like big, not always, but like within the last like handful of years, like when I go to like WWE shows, which is a lot. That's become my favorite part is like seeing the kids, seeing how they are like watching the show. You know what
They're
I
almost
mean?
like
So like,
they're looking up to these people that are,
yeah,
they're role
yeah, and
models
it's
at
like
the end of the day.
exactly, and like like thinking of like when I was a kid, and like I would go, like I didn't really go to wrestling shows as a kid, but like watching it at home, I'm like, oh man, this must be so cool for them. So like going to a WNBA game and seeing all these little girls, I'm like, oh man, must be so cool for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, that was really dope. That was really, really dope.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I got to experience that
I'm
for
sure you're
sure.
still riding high from it. That's the thing. Like it doesn't even matter. It
Yeah,
doesn't
man. I mean,
you got it.
because
You
like I
have
said too,
to.
because like not being able to do a whole lot these past like 8 months or so. And like finally this week I got to do a couple different things and it's like being able to do that was like awesome. Like that was dope. I only think my only regret is like, I wish I was able to like go and participate with the other stuff earlier. But either way, it's just awesome,
Man,
man.
you were there. You were there. I mean,
I
you
was
were
there,
there.
man. We
That
were
you were
there.
there. That's all that matters. Like so yeah, so like for me though, I mean just even seeing you like meet up with those guys and stuff. I'm just thinking to myself, man, I really wish that it would just like I well I and it's gonna happen someday. Look, I get it. I understand that. Like I still got it in my brain, dude. Like it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's going to. Yeah, for sure.
But like the day that I do get to meet you actually like in person. I don't know why. I just feel like it would be just not like a I mean I'd be super hyped. I would probably cry. But also also
Snuck that in.
probably did, yeah. I probably
Snuck
no,
that in.
I probably would. I'd be like
I'd be super hyped. I'd probably cry.
I'm super hyped and tearful. But no, I mean like it would just be yeah, it would be a lot of fun. And I think that was also the biggest part for me, like when you were sending those pictures and stuff. And I was like that right there would be me and him someday. And then also the
Yeah, yeah.
fact that you were and then also the fact that you were talking about how it was just really natural and a very good conversation with all these guys and you're just having a good time. That was also the thing that I envisioned as well. I was like, man, we're doing this podcast together. We do a lot of creating together, interacting, engaging off the app and stuff like that, just talking about everyday life, whatever. Um, but man, overall, overall, like I'm riding high for you. Like I'm on cloud
I,
nine for
I
you.
appreciate
Like
it, man. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. I'm very, I'm glad that I'm glad that it was an experience that you're probably not going to forget, and also one
Oh,
that you
you
just
don't forget when you get to you get to stand
no
on the wood. You don't
no
when you get to be on the wood, you don't get forget. No, you don't forget
dude.
that.
The time that and I'm gonna tell you this actually. It's funny that you mentioned that because actually I got to be on the floor when it was Derek Rose, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah.
Oof.
I actually got to be like on the like it was baseline. Okay.
Mm,
Not like right after the baseline, but after that. So we were still like incredibly
right.
close,
Yeah.
right? me and Keith, my father-in-law, we got to be part of the captain's meeting.
No kidding.
Got to be part of the captain's meeting.
What?
They played the Atlanta Hawks that night. So I this is who I saw at center court. Okay. Carlos Boozer, Derek Rose, Luol Deng from the Hawks, Josh Smith, Joe
ISO Joe.
Johnson.
I was gonna say ISO Joe. Yeah.
Yep, Joe Johnson and oh my God, no, there was another guy, but man, these guys
Was it
were
Corver?
top. Who?
Corver?
No, I think Corver was actually on the Bulls at the time.
Oh, really?
He might that was it.
Was Horford there at that time?
Oh, it was, I think, Al Horford. Yeah, it was Al Horford. Dude,
Big Al.
I, we're
That's crazy.
we're there, okay. And listen, this isn't even like a sports moment, okay. This is just a moment where I, I'm center court, all right.
Hmm.
Keith first of all got to shake hands with Stacey King. Shook hands with Stacey King,
Legend.
okay. And
Legend.
this dude is big. Oh, like not even just he's a monster. Can't even imagine what he was like when he actually like when he was in his prime and he was playing for the Bulls. He played at Oklahoma and all that stuff, right? And then you look at guys like Josh Smith, Carlos Boozer, Joe Johnson, Al Horford, Derek Rose when he was like first or second year in the league, and you're looking up at all these guys and you're like, I couldn't help but just take everything in. So the fact that you got to be on the wood and you got to experience that brought me back to that memory where
Dude, that's crazy.
it's not even about sports at that moment.
Right.
For
Yeah.
me at least, it's not like you're just looking around and you're like, where the fuck, like where am I right now?
Yeah. I was like, how did I get here?
Right. You don't even, yeah. And you know, the experience is over with. You leave, but you're still just like thinking about all those different moments that you had, whether you're having a conversation with somebody next to you and you know you're still in that environment and everything. It's just it is an ultimate high. And it's just it's so cool. And
Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
oh man.
I got to I got to flex on one of the security after the game because we were like we went onto the court after. Um, we had like the media credentials. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like I have it on me right now, but
You're still, yep. And it's, hey, it
it's
happens.
over there. It's
It
over there.
happens. Oh,
But
you're
like, yeah,
framing
no,
it.
like right, right. But like, yeah, it has like credentials and says media on it, so like they know. Um, but there was like me, Bimo, and Ian had left at that point, but so we were just like sitting on the court after the game, and like one of the security guys started to like walk towards me, and then like I think he was about to like tell like, oh, you gotta get out of here, but he like saw the thing around my neck, and he was like, uh, and he like walked away, and I was like, I gave him the LeBron. I was like, yeah, get off me, dog.
Don't even.
You saw this? You saw this? Yeah. That means I can be here. I can be here. I
You can't do anything. You can't
go
do a
bother
damn
somebody
thing.
else. Go bother somebody else. Man, I belong here. This says I can stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
I
No,
was like,
hey.
that was like my the best like a, what? Oh, what? What's
I'm
it? Oh,
sorry. I'm sorry.
oh, you saw this?
That's
I didn't even
awesome.
I didn't really use it like much of it just to be on the court. Like we didn't go like to the suite or anything. We mostly just stayed down there. But like I was pretty pumped about that moment.
Yeah. No,
It's
I
like,
would have been.
oh, oh, what?
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm gonna
No,
stay
that
here.
was shit, I forgot. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. It was not as important as that though.
No, no, you're
Yeah,
good.
no. It
You're
was yeah.
good. You're good. Well, hey.
Oh, I did remember. I do
Oh, there it
remember.
is.
So the Spark BMO actually sent me this clip. I didn't realize, but the Sparks coach got ejected like with like a minute and a half left. Dude lost his fucking went bananas. I think he bumped the ref actually. It was crazy. But so like the court, it's like on the far like because we were on the opposite side of like the benches.
Okay.
But when you to get ejected, like, he had to like walk across the entire court, like to like where we were, like
Oh,
diagonal.
like walk of shame.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh.
So like, I'm I'm like showing him where to go. I'm like giving him one of these, pointing to like the left, and I didn't realize, but apparently like it was caught on camera, like the broadcast, whatever broadcast you could see the it like or it's like showing him walking towards like the far corner, and like at the bottom of the screen you can see like BMO, me, and Mike in the back row, and you can see me like doing one of these, like pointing to where to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my God.
super. It's really it's funny. He's like, "Yo, you like look at you at the bottom at the end of this video, just pointing to the coach. Yeah, oh, to the left, right there, buddy, right there."
That's man, the amount of moments. God, the
Yeah,
moments you had,
it's
man. It was
yeah, man,
just,
it was funny.
dude.
What's funny is like we were like trying to. I think we were trying to go to the bathroom, and we were going that direction in the beginning, like before the game had started, and we kind of got lost. We're like, wait, where are we going? Where are we?
What is happening?
And so like, so I was like, after that, I was like, oh, I was just showing him where to go because it's very confusing because we got lost earlier. So, you know,
I was just trying to help him out.
yeah,
Just trying to help
yeah,
him out, man.
yeah, man. Yeah.
God, that's so good. Well,
Good time, man. Good time. Good time.
really glad that you got to I'm glad that all of that happened for you. And uh you know, eh,
Yeah, dog, I feel like this whole episode has been about me. So what's going on with you?
no. Hey, that's actually perfect. I'm actually okay with it. I mean, I really truthfully, I'm okay with it because I've always wondered what um like people's experiences are meeting other creators that, you know,
Mm,
they've been
yeah.
at they that have been active for a really long time and like you know, you never know. Like it's not like it's not even one of those things like you're meeting your heroes. It's more of like a I don't really know what to call it, but you're meeting people who are pretty high up there, and then you have a good time with them, and you see that they're just normal human beings like everybody else, and I think that just adds to again that just adds to the appreciation. It adds to appreciating people for who they are, other than being creators. You know,
Yeah. Like the
so
funny thing about BMO is like I've been following him for probably longer than Ian and you, honestly.
yeah,
Like
oh yeah,
I found BMO like early
very
pandemic,
early
like
on, yeah,
very, very early. Like I think he had like 5,000 followers, something like that.
yeah,
Like and the first video I saw of it was him and Sarah, his wife, doing one of those like throwback uh dance, you know what I mean, where it's like the dance challenges. It's like, oh, the Soldier Boy, uh, doing like all these different dances, right? I remember seeing a video of them doing their dances in their backyard or something like that, and I was like, oh, that's fun, that's really cool.
yeah.
And I clicked on his page and I saw like some of his skits that he had done, and I was like, yeah, these are good. How he only has five? How does this dude only have 5,000 followers? Like this is I thought this was probably famous,
Then he
so like
then he
I started
blew up.
following him like immediately. Yeah, and
He
then
blew up.
seeing him blow up,
Yeah.
but like he didn't know he wasn't aware of who I was until the Celtics playoff run on Threads. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I still don't think he follows me on TikTok to be honest with you, but like he does on Instagram now, but I don't think he follows me on TikTok. But like so it was a little different with him because like I've been following him for so long that I've kind of gotten like an idea of like his personality, and I'm like I just know that me and this dude would be good. We would be friends. Like I know we would get along.
Yeah.
And Ian, it was like we've already been friends.
Yeah.
We just haven't met. You know what I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was it wasn't like it wasn't weird at all, you know, which is like super, which is like very comforting. And like I'll be honest, like I've
Yes.
met a handful of actually not a handful. I met a lot of creators just because of the award show last year, but that I've actually gotten to like hang out with and like and like thankfully like they've all been like very chill. Like I've had nothing but good experiences, you know. Obviously like Suzanne, who I've met I don't even know how many times now, three
Sure.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, like we like it was a little awkward for us at first just because of the history back all the flirting and shit like
Yeah.
on in our
Yeah. Yeah.
videos and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a little awkward for like the first like 15 minutes, but then it was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
longtime friends, right?
Yeah. Of
And
course. Of
everybody who I
course.
met at the in Vegas and at the award show, like it was all like, oh yeah, we've been friends forever, right? You know, so luckily I've had very good experiences with that, you know, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the common denominator. Maybe
I'm
people just
honestly,
hanging with me, and I'm like, you
honestly,
know,
I'm hoping it's the same. I'm hoping it's the same for me. Like that is probably one of my biggest, like not necessarily, I don't know what, I don't want to say it's like a huge fear, but
I might purposely try and be awkward whenever we meet. Just
I'm no, I was gonna try to be too. So you can't do it at the same time as me. That's not that we can't no, we can't do that. No, but like no, I guess like you probably get what I mean though. I mean, you don't really know what to expect because
it's true though. You don't.
you don't know what to expect. And I think that's what kind of like I think that's what scares me in all honesty. Like because I've told people off of the app like a lot about me. I've shared my story, and like and why like parts of who I am that are really important to me and like and all that different stuff. And like I mean mainly I've shared it with you and a few other people, but you
Right.
kind of like don't really know sometimes how people would how people would necessarily react or take it when if you were to ever meet them in person and they've seen your journey up to this point. Because you have to think about it, like 4 years is a long time. 4 to 5 years, that's a long time to see somebody growing on social media, to see what they've done in the past, to see what they've like done up to this point. And you're almost just kind of sitting there and you're like, please, oh, please don't make this awkward for me because I really don't want my anxiety to go like through the roof. I don't want to come off as like, not that I would ever not be myself, but you also just have
Right.
to, you just got to be aware. You got to be aware of you got to be aware of your surroundings and you got to be aware in general. You don't really know. You don't really know. And that's why it just made me even happier for you that it wasn't any different. Like that's what made
Hmm.
me even happier. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God, man. Because
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories and it's just like,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things. You and I are still to this day, we are still making a huge impact on a lot of people.
Right.
And I don't want that for either of us, for it to be like a weird or like an awkward or like a bad experience, an experience in any negative type of way. If we were to meet people that have seen our stuff and we're meeting them as people. We're not meeting them as creators. We're not in the characters. We're not in creating mode. We're laid back and we're doing our thing. So
Right.
that,
Yeah.
like I said, that to me is still one of my biggest things. And like talked to my wife about it before, and I've talked to
Yeah.
people about it before, and I'm just like, it's no offense against anyone, really is not. I like would ne would never ever just want to like be like, oh, this is gonna suck, but like you just don't know. So
You don't like, yeah. But there definitely are certain people where you're like, you just kind of get that vibe where like, this can't be anything but a good experience, I feel
mhm.
like that was like how I felt with like BMO, where it's like knowing his personality from just like his videos, but then like seeing like how he's on threads and like just because a lot of it's he plays different characters, but you see his personality in every character, right? And it's like,
It's still
yeah, I
him.
just know, yeah, like, I just know that we would get along, and
Yeah.
like that's how I feel. I mean, it's pretty obvious, with you and because it's like
Yeah.
this
Oh
has been going
yeah.
for so long.
I've yeah.
Like I honestly, whenever it does happen, it's just gonna be like one of those things where it's like, oh shit, this is real life. Like this is
Well, like
this
we're
is
like
actually
we're
happening right
actually
now.
we're in the same area.
Yeah,
Not like
because
talking through a
honestly, that
screen.
that was honestly the only really like awkwardness like with when I met Suzanne. We were like, oh shit, you're like actually here. Like this is actually like this is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but like once you get past like the fact that it's like, yeah, we're in the same space now, and that's just like, okay, yeah, cool. Let's just
Cool.
let's just
That's
cool.
great.
Let's just hang out and talk.
That's
You know who
great.
was like one of my favorite like people that I met that from TikTok or whatever, and got to hang out with multiple times? Q. Quaylen. Actually, I
Yeah.
met multiple Qs, both Qs, honestly. But
Yeah.
Quaylen I've met a few times, and it's just like that dude is just
I
as advertised. You know what I
I
mean?
missed I missed meeting him a couple of years ago. When he came to Chicago. Like I missed
Oh,
I
right.
missed it. I couldn't go. So
He'll probably be back around. Don't worry. He dude travels
dude, he
everywhere.
travels everywhere. He
I was
travels
like, are you
everywhere.
on tour, or is Justin Timberlake on tour, or you?
Or
I feel
you.
like you're everywhere.
I
He's
know, right?
only going to like three different concerts. I'm like,
Dude,
that's still a lot.
yeah. The amount of times that JT interacted with him in that one concert, I was like, man, you.
I was so
Every,
happy for him.
I was
That
me
was such a
too.
genius shirt. That
It
was a
was,
brilliant.
it was. I was
That was so brilliant.
very happy for him. But he came to Chicago, and I met up with a few other creators at Top Golf, and it was actually
Oh,
in,
right.
and it was in, well, it was in, so it was in Schaumburg, and Schaumburg is about probably about like 25, 30 minutes, 25, maybe 30 minutes away from me. So
Schaumburg. That sounds so fancy.
Schaumburg, I know, yeah.
Schaumburg.
Well, trust me, no, trust me. If you go to Schaumburg or Barrington, yeah, it's even more up there. But anyways,
Okay,
that could have gone
noted.
5,000 different ways. I did not even realize what I just did. But anyways, when he was supposed to come to Top Golf with them, and I was like, and then he didn't show, and I was like, oh man, where is he? And they said, well, he went to the beach in Chicago, and I was like, nah, it's all right. We're not gonna see him. But then the day that he did actually, meet up with them in Chicago and stuff at like that hotel, it was just gonna be too far for me. It was gonna be too far. It was
Yeah.
gonna be too expensive. I couldn't make it work. Top Golf, I was able to make work. Not that far to travel, and not that bad. Whatever. It was funny because he was on a live with these creators, and then they said, well, they said no, Jimmy couldn't make it, and he goes, bro, it's like, bro, why didn't you come out here? And I'm just like, Q, I'm sorry, man. Like, I can only do so much. You were
Yeah.
supposed to come out to Schaumburg. Like, what is wrong with you? But no, man, yeah. He just seems like a cool guy, like overall,
Yeah. It's
and
literally like as advertised.
yeah.
What you would think. That's cute. Yeah. That's
What you see is exactly what you get.
100%. And that
Yeah.
in the best possible way. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
but but yeah, man. Yeah, man. It'll happen. It'll happen one day.
Yeah.
It'll
We
happen.
listen,
We know it'll happen. It's
we
just a
do.
matter of when.
We do. We do.
Like
I have a
with this, I mean, like these were just literally two guys who live very close to me. Like BMO's in
yeah.
Boston, so he's an hour and 15, and then Ian, he's in Rhode Island, so he's like 2 hours, something like that from me.
Yeah.
And obviously he made the drive up, so it's like very easy to make that happen. Ours is a little different,
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
not that
We're
close.
not in the same, we are definitely not in the same vicinity,
No,
even state
not even
wise.
in the same time zone. So
No, no. He's in
yeah,
the future, and I'm
facts. Yeah,
he's in the future. Like every time we coordinate to like do the recordings and stuff, and I think when we were first starting to do that, I was like, wait, what time zone are you in? And you
yeah. I was like, is it my 3:30 or your
my
3:30? Who's
and
three thirty?
you were just like, well, listen, I'm in
Like
the
I've been here
future.
for an hour now, bro. Like
You're like,
waiting in
I'm in
this
the
room.
future, okay?
Yeah,
So I don't know.
time zones are weird.
They are, man. They suck. I can't even. I hate it. It's ridiculous. Um, but no, yeah, we will. And not well. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing too. Not only would I be excited to meet you, but I know that my wife would be excited to meet you, and I know that like
Dude.
trust me, trust me. Okay, we like she yeah like she every other Sunday, no, every other weekend, she'll literally ask me. She'll just be like, all right, what time are you recording with Derek? What time are you doing this? Because I just and not that she needs to know like in a because I have shit I need to do. She's more just like, no, just let me know when you're recording. Wait, because I know I know it's coming up. I know it's coming up. You got
Yeah, we
right.
haven't gotten a
And
cameo from her this episode. I don't think.
no, not yet.
No, she
Not
usually
yet.
does pop in at least once.
Not yet. I know, because she has all of her school stuff like over in my office here. So it's like she
Yeah.
has like all organized and stuff. But I was actually helping her. I was helping her cut out some stuff for her classroom
Mhm.
before I hopped on here. And I am this is gonna sound really weird, but like okay. So I'm happy that I am a good cutter when it comes to laminate, like paper being laminated and stuff, you
Sure.
know. She laminates a lot of things, puts it in her class,
Okay.
and puts it in her classroom, like kids artwork, kids signs and name tags and all this other stuff. It was
So
like
what makes you a good cutter?
that I'm just very precise. I'm very
Mm.
precise with like with the cutting. And by the way, I didn't know this about me until I actually did it earlier last week when she was getting her school stuff ready. It was the first week that they were back this week. Okay. when we're recording this, it's like was it it's in like August 24th today. But when the episode gets released, it would have been so that would be the second week of Bianca's school year. Okay.
Mhm.
So before that, all of a sudden she goes, Jimmy, I have so much stuff to do. Like I don't even know if we're gonna be able to watch One Tree Hill. And I said, oh,
Oh
like,
no.
well, what are we gonna do? And she goes, well, I hate to do this to you, but I need your help. And I go, no. I'm like,
I
this
already
is
graduated.
like this is not gonna be what you think it should be. So she has me cut and I'm doing all the things. I'm organized. And here's the other thing too. I showcased so many different organizational skills that I didn't think that I had, but also it's probably because I've been married to this woman for almost 6 years now, and I've been together with her for more than 10, where I know that she likes things done a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You're
cutting all of
attentive.
this. I'm
Very
cutting,
mindful. Very
yes,
mindful.
I'm
Very
cutting all of
demure.
this stuff. And she has this kid on Christmas look on her face as she is seeing all this organizing that I'm doing in the cutting. And she goes, oh my God. She's like, this is this is so good. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh no, oh
She just
no,
unveiled the monster.
oh no, no, this is not good. Not good. And you want to know why I know it's not good? Because her mom said the exact same thing. She's like, Jimmy, why did you do this? Why did you say it? Why are you good at this? You're not, this is ridiculous. So before this today, before when we were recording, did the exact same thing. I cut all of these different signs, all of these different like artwork and stuff, and I did it all within like 35 to 40 minutes. And I was just like I'm just going, I'm telling you, man, it was, but like I said, she appreciates the stuff that you and I do. And she loves she loves it all the time. So I'm just either way, like whenever it does happen, it'll be something that I know for sure that I'll never forget.
Oh, same man. Yeah, I can't wait.
So yeah.
And
So
she's absolutely a part of that too. Can't wait.
she's not gonna have a choice. We're gonna be like, listen, even if you just stand there in one of our videos, in one of them, okay,
Right. Yeah.
she's gonna help us gain traction because every time that I post something with her, it just does so much better than anything that I post. It
Because
does.
I would want nothing more than to participate in a Bianca talk for sure.
Hey,
Absolutely. I
see,
mean,
that's just yeah.
I coined the term. It's only fair. It's only right. It's only
I was gonna
fitting
say,
that
I
I
was
would.
gonna say, I think you did. Yeah.
It's only fitting that I would get one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we had a good time today. I mean, this was awesome. I'm glad we got to talk about the experience that you had and
Yeah,
everything. I
man. I
I, I
appreciate
would
it.
hope I would hope that it would give other people um hope that they could have the same experience because I feel like there's other people out there who create so many different things with others and they would love to meet them someday and maybe they just haven't gotten that chance yet. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't,
Yeah,
or maybe
man.
they're
Yeah.
afraid. Maybe they're just a little skeptical. Maybe they're nervous or whatever. But you know what? Uh, good things can definitely come out of it. Um,
100%.
so yeah. Well, thank you so much for anybody who listened to this today for all the vibes of Jimmy and Derek. Derek's gonna be riding on cloud nine for a while. So yeah. But we appreciate
Can't
all.
ride too much. I got a fantasy football draft I got to go to soon,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I can't ride too high. I got to clear my head. Got to clear my head.
yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, guys. We do appreciate you. And until next time, be safe. Hope you get to meet the creator that you always want, always want to someday.
And hopefully it's just us two.
Yeah,
Those are the
that
only
too.
two that matter.
That
We are
too.
the only two that
That
matter.
too. Guaranteed,
Be
guaranteed
very
you
mindful of
guaranteed
it.
you'd be okay with it. All right. Everybody take care. See ya.